Have you ever wondered what you'd do if you weren't afraid? Would you speak louder? Try harder? Finally chase the life you keep imagining? I've learned that fear is a man made devil. It paralyzes your reason, destroys your confidence, and saps your enthusiasm. Fear isn't just an emotion, it's a thief. It steals your potential before you even take your first step. It shows up as doubt, procrastination, or perfectionism. It whispers that you're not ready, not smart enough, not strong enough, not good enough. But here's the truth that changed everything for me. Your only limitation is the one you set in your own mind. For over 25 years, I studied the minds of the most successful people: Andrew Carnegie, Henry Ford, Thomas Edison, Franklin D. Roosevelt. Every one of them faced the same enemy you're facing now: fear. I also studied failure, interviewing thousands who never achieved their dreams. 98% of them were defeated by fear before they even began. I've identified six basic fears that control human behavior. They're not just concepts, they're invisible chains that trap most people in mediocrity. First, the fear of poverty. It's not just about money. It's the fear you won't have enough resources, security, or ability to care for yourself and your family. It keeps you in jobs you hate, relationships that drain you, and situations that crush your spirit. You stay because leaving feels too risky. How many dreams have died because I thought I couldn't afford to take a chance? How many businesses, books, or relationships were never pursued? Second, the fear of criticism. This fear that someone will judge, mock, or reject you kills more dreams than poverty ever could. It attacks your identity, makes you shrink, hide, and play small. How many times have I had a brilliant idea but kept it to myself? How many times have I stayed silent when I wanted to speak? How many times have I dimmed my light, afraid someone wouldn't like how bright I shine? Third, the fear of ill health. It's the fear your body will fail you, that you'll get sick or lose strength when you need it most. I've seen that those most afraid of illness often create it through worry and stress. Fourth, the fear of loss of love. This fear of being alone or unworthy makes you settle for relationships that don't serve you. It pushes you to change who you are to please others, giving your power away to anyone who shows you attention. Fifth, the fear of old age. This is the fear your best days are behind you, that you've missed your chance to change or become who you were meant to be. But I've studied people who achieved greatness after 40, 50, 60, and beyond. Age isn't a limitation, it's accumulated wisdom waiting to be unleashed. Sixth, the fear of death. This ultimate fear that your life will end before you've truly lived keeps you from living fully. I've seen the paradox: people so afraid of dying that they never really live. These fears are natural. Everyone feels them. But what separates the successful from the unsuccessful is this: successful people feel fear and act anyway. Unsuccessful people let fear make their decisions. Modern neuroscience, which I couldn't have known in my time, confirms this. Fear isn't just a feeling, it's a biological response that changes how your brain works. When fear hits, your brain releases cortisol and adrenaline designed to protect you from physical threats. But your brain can't tell the difference between a real threat and an imagined one. Thinking about starting a business or having a tough conversation triggers the same response as being chased by a tiger. This isn't your fault, it's evolution. For thousands of years, cautious humans survived. But today, excessive caution keeps you stuck. The good news? You can rewire your brain. Every time you act despite fear, you create new neural pathways that make courage easier next time. I developed a system to eliminate these fears, tested by history's most successful people. Here's how it works. Step one: identify your specific fear. You can't defeat an enemy you can't see. Think about a goal you've postponed, a conversation you've avoided, or a risk you haven't taken. What fear holds you back? Failure, success, judgment, rejection? Be brutally honest. Fear thrives in darkness but dies in the light of examination. Step two: write it down. There's power in putting your fears on paper. It makes them concrete, manageable, defeatable. Write, I am afraid of blank because I believe blank. For example, I am afraid of starting my own business because I believe I might fail and lose everything. When you see it written, you often realize how irrational it is. Step 3. Examine the evidence. Most fears are based on false assumptions, not facts. Ask yourself, what evidence do I have that this fear is justified? What evidence suggests it's not? What's the worst that could realistically happen? The best? The most likely? Challenge your assumptions. Have I failed at everything I've tried? Do I have skills that could help me succeed? What would I tell a friend with this fear? Step 4. Create a backup plan. Fear often comes from feeling out of control. A backup plan gives you control. If the worst happens, what would I do? How would I recover? What resources or support would I have? When you plan for the worst, you realize you're stronger than you thought. Step 5. Take one small action. Action cures fear. It doesn't have to be massive. If you fear starting a business, research a competitor. If you fear asking for a promotion, schedule a meeting with your boss. Each small action builds your courage muscle, proving you can act despite fear. Step 6. Use auto suggestion. This is my most powerful technique, programming your subconscious with empowering beliefs. Every morning and night, say with conviction, I am bigger than my fear. I walk with purpose. I live with courage. I act in spite of doubt. Fear is false evidence appearing real. I choose faith over fear, action over anxiety, courage over comfort. Feel the words. Your subconscious responds to emotion, not just words. Step 7. Surround yourself with courage. You become like the people you spend time with. If you're around fearful people, you'll grow more fearful. If you're around courageous people, you'll grow braver. Read books about overcoming obstacles, listen to podcasts about big risks, watch movies about triumph, join communities pursuing their dreams. Stop consuming content that feeds fear, negative news, pessimistic people, stories of failure. Here are advanced strategies to supercharge your courage. Instead of tackling your biggest fear at once, create a ladder of smaller fears. If you fear public speaking, start by speaking in a small meeting, then to your team, then at a local event, working up to bigger stages. Each step builds confidence. Another technique. Imagine the worst case scenario in vivid detail. Write down every possible failure, humiliation, or setback. You'll see most fears are unlikely or less catastrophic than you thought. For realistic ones, you'll realize you can handle them. This isn't negative thinking, it's preparation that frees you to pursue the best case. Recall a time you were truly courageous, a moment you acted despite fear. Remember how it felt, what you saw, heard, and said to yourself. Create a physical gesture, clench your fist, touch your heart, and connect it to that feeling. Use it whenever fear strikes to access courage instantly. Set a specific date to face your fear, not someday, but a deadline. Tell someone to hold you accountable. A public commitment makes you more likely to follow through. As the deadline nears, fear will fight harder, but your commitment will be stronger. Do something that scares you every day. It doesn't have to be huge. Say hello to a stranger, try a new food, send that email you've delayed. These small acts compound, making you braver over time. There's a physics to courage. Newton's first law says an object at rest stays at rest unless acted upon by a force. When you're stuck in fear, you're at rest. Action is the force that gets you moving. It doesn't need to be huge, just consistent. Once you start, momentum makes the next action easier. Einstein showed energy can't be destroyed, only transformed. Fear's energy can become excitement, anticipation, motivation. Reframe that nervous feeling as your body preparing for success. Say, I'm not afraid, I'm excited. Both poverty and riches, fear and courage are born from thought. Since you control your thoughts, you control your experience. Focus on what might go right, not wrong. Imagine success, not failure. Rehearse victory, not defeat. Your subconscious can't tell the difference between vivid imagination and reality. Spend 10 minutes daily visualizing yourself acting with courage, succeeding, feeling the pride and joy. Neuroscience proves this builds neural pathways for real courage. Now do something that scares you right now. Send that text, make that call, start that project, have that conversation. Fear will say you're not ready, but that's a lie. There's never a perfect moment or guaranteed success. But you have this moment, this choice, this opportunity to prove you're stronger than fear. Here's my 30-day challenge. Every day, do something that scares you. Days 1 through 10, focus on small acts. Speak in a meeting, compliment a stranger. Days 11 through 20, take medium risks. Apply for a job, start a project. Days 21 through 30, go bigger. Have that tough conversation, launch that business. Keep a courage journal, noting what you did and how it felt. Courage is a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. Every fear you face makes you more fearless. I promise. If you apply these principles consistently, your life will change dramatically. Your dreams are waiting beyond your comfort zone, past your limitations. Don't let this be another message you forget. Make this the moment you decide to become who you were meant to be. Say it now. I am bigger than my fear. I walk with purpose. I live with courage. I act in spite of doubt. Your dreams don't need perfect timing or all the answers. Just you, without fear, without apology, without delay. What the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Fear is the only thing standing in your way, and now you know how to beat it. This is your moment. Let faith, action, and belief lead the way. Go become the version of you that fear could never touch.